Isaac Netero, the former chairman of the Hunter Association in Hunter x Hunter, is one of the most powerful characters in the series, especially in terms of raw speed, power, and nen mastery. However, even someone as formidable as Netero has weaknesses, which were especially apparent in his fight against Meruem, the Chimera Ant King. Here are Netero's key weaknesses. 1. Age and physical limits. Weakness. Despite his incredible strength, Netero is still an old man, over 100 years old, and his body has aged accordingly. Effect. His stamina, durability, and potential for recovery are not as high as they once were. He even acknowledges that he's far past his prime. 2. Reliance on the 100-type Guanyin Bodhisattva. Weakness. His nen ability, the 100-type Guanyin Bodhisattva, is extremely powerful but somewhat rigid in its use. Effect. The technique has incredible speed and power but is still predictable once the opponent understands its pattern. Meruem was able to adapt and eventually outmaneuver it. 3. Limited versatility in combat. Weakness. His combat style is largely based on overwhelming offense via his Bodhisattva. Effect. This means he lacks the flexibility of more varied nen abilities or the ability to switch tactics mid-fight. Against Meruem, who quickly analyzed and adapted, this became a critical limitation. 4. Psychological limitations, human ethics. Weakness. Netero was bound by human ideals and the belief that humanity had to defeat the Chimera Ants without compromise. Effect. He refused to negotiate with Meruem, even though Meruem showed signs of humanity. This moral rigidity led him to choose self-destruction via the poor man's rose instead of alternative solutions. 5. The poor man's rose, final gambit. Weakness. His last resort was a suicide bomb implanted in his chest. Effect. This indicates that even he realized he could not defeat Meruem through nen and martial skill alone. This final act was more of a political or moral victory rather than a combat one, and it ultimately failed to kill Meruem permanently without external intervention. Radiation poisoning did later. 6. Underestimation of the enemy. Weakness. Initially, Netero underestimated Meruem's intelligence and capacity for growth. Effect. He expected Meruem to be a brute, but the king turned out to be thoughtful, strategic, and rapidly evolving, qualities that Netero didn't fully anticipate. Summary. Despite his near-godlike powers, Netero's main weaknesses are his age, limited adaptability, predictability in his fighting style, and moral rigidity. These vulnerabilities became decisive in his battle with Meruem, where raw power alone was not enough. Would you like a breakdown of how his fight with Meruem played out, turn by turn?